الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته داودي halka aad nagala socotaan waa telefishinka caalamiga ee Soomaalisaad oo aalaabaan idin soo gudbino barnaamijkeena Sahankaaqoonta oo hadii jeeraalaad ka daawataan telefishinka Soomaalisaad waana stuudiyahayaga North America gaar ahaan Minnesota barnaamijkeena aad hadii jeeraala Sahankaaqoonta waxaad nooga barateen inaan idin soo gudbino barnaamijyada ku saabsan dhinaca waxbarashada diiniga arrimaha bulshada siyaasadda iyo arrimaha maaweelada laakiin se maanta barnaamijkeena gaarka waxaan ku soo qaadanaynaa arday kamida ardayda Soomaaliyeed ee ku dhashay qurbaha haday noqon lahayd dalka Mareykanka gaar ahaan gobolka Minnesota ee Soomaalidu ku badan tahay ardaydaasi oo isugu jira arday dhigta dugsiyada hoose dhexe iyo saraba qaar kamida ayaa waxaan ku soo qaadanaynaa barnaamijkeena ugu magac daray Sahankaaqoonta iyagoo ka hadli doona hadii ay bahawdii ogolaado waa maxay sababta amaba waa maxay xiriirka ka dhaxeeya ardayda iyo waalidka xiriirka ka dhaxeeya macallimiinta iyo ardayda iyo waliba waa maxay sababta ardayda ay waxbarashadooda qaarkood ay hore ugu maraan qaarna ay iskuulka ay ka tagaan barnaamijkaasi oo ay ka qayb qaadanayaan sidaan hore ku sheegayba arday ku dhalatay qurbaha gaar ahaan gobolka Minnesota ama magaalooyinka mataanaha loo yaqaan ee Minneapolis iyo St. Paul ardaydaasi waxay kala dhigtaan dugsiyada elementary-ga iyo intermediate-ka iyo waliba high school-ka barnaamijkan ay ardaydu ka qayb qaadanayaan haddaba waxay kaga hadli doonaan sababihii aan soo sheegay xiriirka ardayda iyo waalidka dhaxeeya waa maxay sababta dhalinyarada yar ee qurbaha ku barbaartay qaarkood ay ugu barbaaraan dhaqanka fiican ee wanaagsan haday noqon lahayd dhinaca labiskooda ama xijaabka haday noqon lahayd dhinaca waxbarashadooda oo ay horumar ka gaaraan iyo waa maxay sababta qaarkoodna ay iskuulada uga tagaan haddaba barnaamijkan qaybta ugu horeysa maanta waxaan ku soo qaadan doonaa waa maxay sababta ama xiriirka dhaxeeya waalidiinta iyo ardayda barnaamijkaasi oo ardaydu ka qayb galayaan waxa noo xiriiri doonta ma halkan ku soo gudbi doonta gabar kamida ardayda iskuuladaas wax ku barata oo la yiraahdo Sagal oo iyadu qaybta dhalinyarada noo qaabilsan iyo barnaamijkeeni Sahankaaqoonta oo aan idin soo gudbinayno stuudiyahayaga Minnesota ee dalka Mareykanka waana Soomaalisaad iyo North America waana kan daawasho wacan
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Being on the camera today, we're going to be talking about Somali parents and children and the challenges they face every day. First question. How do you guys individually feel about your parents? Hamdi?
Well, my parents are not like any other parent. They're not like the traditional Somali parents. My mom is a teacher and she goes to college, and my dad is my dad. So, I feel about them. I feel the way. Oh my God. The way I feel about them is like my parents. My mom's strict because she wants me to be better. She wants me to grow up better. She wants me to go to college. She wants me to graduate. She wants me to become something successful in her life. And my dad wants the same for me. Okay, that's it.
Sadio, do you have anything to say?
I would agree with her. My parents want the best for me, and yeah, they're the way they are. Because if they weren't as strict as they were, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Hayat?
My parents want me to be successful in life, to have a better future, and yeah.
Hafsa?
I feel like my parents want the best for me, and that I feel like my parents understand me in a way that other adults don't understand, but either way works out right.
My parents are, well, since Dad is my sister, so whatever she said, I agree with her. They want the best for me, and they want me to be successful in life. They want me to keep my deen and stuff, and they're not that strict, but they're both. They're in the middle. So yeah.
Okay. How do you think parents are different from American parents to overseas parents, like let's say London or somewhere in Europe? How do you think the parenting styles are different?
I think they're different because each country has its own tradition, right?
Yeah.
So the parents have to follow each tradition, but they still want to put their own ways into that tradition, to help us understand it more.
Hayat?
I agree with Hamdi.
You have anything else to say? Like Somali, like the homeland, Somalia. Do you think they're kind of different from how they teach us? Do you think America has more temptation than what they would do in Somalia? Or in London, do you think parents in America would choose different? Because different, like every parent has different environment. So do you think the environment kind of motivates how the parents, the rules and everything?
I think they're a little harder on us because there's so many things around here, and so then like if in Somalia, for example, like they would be less strict because everything is normal there. You know, you have a bunch of other Somali parents to guard you, but here it's like America. So
Big topic in children, social networking. How do you think parents and the growing of technology, how do you think that kind of affects the parents?
It's like, okay.
Hamdi.
Hold on. Me?
Yeah.
It affects the parents, like, it changes their plans. Like, it's harder for them to, like, keep us religious, keep us in school, keep us to, like, I don't know, be ourselves without like, going on Facebook or Twitter and, like just, like, seeing what other kids do, and we're going to be like, oh, I want to try that, and we try it. Eventually, something bad's going to happen to us. So I kind of give props to the parents because it's kind of hard on them.
Hold on, you have something to say?
No, I agree with her. Like, yeah, it's tempting and stuff. Like, they see something happening, and then they're going to be like, oh, I want to do that too. And the parents are going to be like, why would you copy them? Like, be true to yourself and stay the way you are. So, yeah, I give props to them.
So as children or kids, how do you guys feel about school and technology? How does that affect you? How does Facebook and MySpace and Tumblr, how does that affect grades? And if it does, like, how do parents react to it?
I think it's like a theory where parents believe that, the more you use like a computer or the more you read, the smarter you get, but I don't think it really works that way.
Like, school can be bad or good. Like, it can, like, change someone's behavior. It can, in a negative way or positive way. And, like, it can turn someone really, really, really negative.
Sabrin, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about children and social networking? Like, how does that affect, like, having Facebook or emails? How does that affect grades and stuff?
It affects grades because if you use more computer, then you don't know anything of what you learned in school.
Yeah, talking about school, friends, and temptations. Most people know everyone has their own clique. Everyone has certain things they do. How does that affect you guys? Having, like, friends that your parents don't approve of?
Oh, well.
As a general question to all of you.
Well, like, some parents are going to be like, don't hang out with those people. Like they could be like a bad influence to you, and then, like, you might forget about school and be like, oh, forget it. Like, it's not that important anymore. I want to go have fun. And then there's other friends that you have that your parents like, but you're not as close to them. So your parents are going to be like, why would you hang out with the bad ones? They're not that good to you. Like, yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, some friends are very bad. They do bad things, and parents said don't be with them. And if you stay with those bad friends, they're going to tell you to do something bad, but you don't want to do it, and they force you.
Exactly.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Another thing, how does, what would you give to tips about how to handle parents at home? Because some people, they don't handle their parents, they're disrespectful, and you see parents getting mad and doing some stuff. So how does everyone individually deal with their parents?
Just say yes to everything.
Yeah, like, don't talk back to your parents when they're talking to you. Like, talk to them if they're mad or anything. Let them cool down if they're mad at you. Don't, like, for me in the past, I used to talk back to my mom a lot. And then now, like, it fired back on me because now every time I say something, she doesn't listen to me. So I'm starting to change.
I just say yes to everything.
I think, you shouldn't talk back because they're gonna take it the wrong way. And even though, you think that they shouldn't tell you to do something, but they're trying to do the best for you because, they don't want you to turn out like someone bad.
I think that, like, if you're, like, mad at your mom or something, or your dad, either way, like let them cool down and stuff, but then in the end, like, think about all the good things they do for you. Like, oh, they made me the way I am. So think about all the good stuff before you go on crazy yelling and stuff.
How do you think parents with an education are different than the parents that don't know English that well, or like like your mom is a teacher, she goes to college, and from someone who's working like at McDonald's, but doesn't know the language quite well. How do you think that affects having an education?
Well, I think that
Like, what do you think the parents that have education that know English and the parents who don't know English that well? How are they different?
they're different because kids, they say something bad to parents that don't know English, and they think they don't know, and they think that's a good thing. And that parents that know English, they will especially understand.
Yeah, like language barriers. How do you think that
Like
affects?
parents that don't know English, kids can say something and they can get away with it.
They can take
But
advantage of it.
but the parents that do know, are educated and are knowledgeable, if kids tries to say something, they will face the consequences. And I think that's very important.
I think parents who are educated understand more, like, because they would probably understand like what you're going through and everything. But non-educated parents will just go by what they hear or what others do.
How do you think like youth today are not as well as they were in the beginning? There are some behavioral issues, running away. So how do you think that's different? Like, why did they do those choices?
I think it's because of the media they see and the TV, all those stuff on the TV. Have the stuff on TV is bad.
Insecurities.
Yeah, it's like it could be nudity or something else they're watching, and they think that's cool, so they go out and tell their friends, and they end up doing that stuff. So that's why. That's what I think changed the kids.
A big thing, hijab or khamar. A word people call are transformers. They come to school, the parents want them to be covered fully, but they change because no parents is going to surprise you at school. They change to like different stuff. How do you think that affects parents, and how do you think that affects the youth?
I think that ruins the trust of the parents if they found out that their child does that at school, and that like it can change their life if their parents found out.
I mean, if you do that, it's not affecting anybody. It's just lying to yourself, basically. Like if you leave the house wearing a hijab and you go to school and you switch to a khamar, then it's not like you're doing it for your mom or anything. You're supposed to be doing it for the fact of Allah. So I just really think that parents need to understand more that whether if you don't want it or not.
I agree with you. It's not just because for yourself, it's because you're doing it for God's sake. But at the same time, how do you think, like, what causes them? Like,
I think they just want to fit in with other people. They don't want to stand out too much, and maybe they think that like the hijab is too covered up, and they want to switch to a khamar because it's less different. Because they don't think that if it's not that covered up.
They think it's too complicated.
how would you address someone that goes to an all-Somali school to someone who goes to a mixed school and the parenting issues? Because someone who goes to all-Somali school, the parents are not really worried. They're all Somali. But someone who goes to a diverse school where you have whites, Mexicans, Asians, all sorts of stuff, people, and all sorts of
the parents
culture
would have,
clashes.
Multiple things to deal with. They would have the friend issue, they would have the dressing, they would have the school-wise issues, and I think that's kind of hard on the parents. So like the kids who go to schools like that, to me, I think those kids are the most I think they have to face the most problems
What do you think
with their
about that?
parents.
I think kids, their parents do not trust them because sometimes kids, they're being bullied or they do bad things at school and they don't tell their parents. So sometimes parents do not trust you with the most important things.
Yeah, about bullying, how do parents, how do you sit down with a parent and talk to your children about bullying? How does that affect you guys? Like, how do you tell your parents that I'm being bullied or I'm having trouble at school?
I
would tell them before, before they found out without me telling them. Like if I'm failing in a class, I would tell them that I'm failing before they found out that I'm failing.
Yeah, it's better for you to tell them, hear from a parent or a teacher. How do you think belief affects the situation, religion-wise?
I think that the kids that go to mixed school, they might people might influence them and tell them, oh, why are you like wearing this? Like, what is this for? Like, I face those at my school. My friends be telling me like, why do you wear this? Like, what's the point? And I'm like, it's because I do for my religion. And then I just take it out and I'm like, no, I don't feel like it. It's not the right thing to do for me. So, and the kids that go to like a Somali school, like, it's just everybody just wears it. Like, they don't have to worry about someone telling them to take it off and stuff. So yeah.
Why do you think parents care so much about education and like push us to be who we are?
Because they don't want our life to be like what they had to go through when they were little. They want us to like know more, be more successful. Like, I'm not saying like we're all gonna be the president or something, but like at least be a lawyer or a doctor, because it's gonna affect our life in a good way.
Like money. I don't think like basically what they mean is like we didn't just come to America for you to be like something, but then like so they came here for a better life and they want us to live that life without like what they went through basically.
What do you think are the biggest challenges that kids face with their parents?
Fighting.
Schools,
Dean.
Yeah, I see.
religion,
Money.
I say
So-
religion too.
healthcare, stuff like that.
I say religion.
So you guys say religion. What part of religion? What aspect of religion?
Like Dixie wise and stuff. Like you have your Dixie telling you one thing, you have your friends telling you another, you have your Somali community telling you another, and you have your parents telling you another.
So you don't know which one to go to,
Right.
which one is right.
What do you think? What is something that every Somali parent does? Like you'll see common in everything.
Fashion. What you're wearing.
Fashion.
True.
Judgmental, they'll be judgmental towards you.
Like haharantahay or
Yeah.
iskari
Or your attitude.
Language barriers. How do you think that affects like you talking to your parents?
They,
Or-
I mean, yeah, like as you said, like they asked us like where if basically by now like if you're speaking English to your parents, like they would understand because you do it so much. But I don't know, it's different. There's a difference between other parents too. Like they prefer you speaking Somali to them and stuff.
Well, my parents, my mom, she speaks English well. So when I talk to her in English like this, she understands. She talks back to me in English. But some parents, like, they prefer Somali, so they be like telling you, oh, speak Somali when you're at home. That's my dad. Like, he tells me speak Somali all the time, and I'm like, I have to speak both. Like, I was born here. I know English more, but I still know some Somali, so I mix.
Our parents want us to speak Somali so we don't forget it in our own language. Like, once you forget it, it's gone. Bye-bye. Like,
How do you guys think that economically, how do you deal with parents that are unemployed?
But like most of the kids want to buy stuff. They want like, oh, Hoya, Abba buy me this, Abba buy me that. And the parents, they can't say no because it's their kid. And then so they buy you it, but then later on it's going to affect them. That's the part that the kids don't see.
Driving. How do you think parents and driving and you, how do you guys talk about driving or jobs?
Jobs, like us three, we signed up for the step up, right? And my aunt was like, I don't think it's a good idea because she doesn't want us to start thinking of money, thinking of jobs at this age. She wants us to focus on school and other stuff that kids our age do.
I think jobs is like a good thing for children because when they get older, like they'll have experience and they'll know what to do, how it's going to be done. So, yeah.
Like responsibility, you're responsible for what you do and stuff like that outside of the house where your parents are not there and stuff.
Music. How do your parents feel about music?
My dad thinks it's like some crazy ass thing that we always listen to. That we're gonna one day we're gonna become like the people that the music videos we watch. But my mom, she's like, she listens to some of the music I listen to, but not all. And she's kind of cool with it.
I think music is very inappropriate and that parents, they do not like it and sometimes you watch it behind their backs.
Yeah. So how do you think about children doing stuff behind the parents' back?
I think they're deceiving their parents. Like, what's the point of doing it behind their back? It's not like it's not like they can see it, but still, like you're doing it to your own self. Why would you do that to yourself?
I just always think of, imagine your child doing that to you. Like, you wouldn't want your child be doing all this stuff behind your back without you knowing.
Well, some kids can't tell their parents everything because their parents might not take it the wrong way and overreact about it.
Clothes. How does your parents, like, jeans and cardigans? A lot of people, in like when you go in diverse schools, everyone wants to wear what your friend has.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
Just be yourself.
I mean, I think it shouldn't matter. Like, just be yourself. Wear whatever you want to wear. Don't follow people wear. Like, there's no point in it.
I mean, we all go to the same school, so we have like the same sense of style. So we understand like what we want to wear, but then when it comes to our parents, I mean, yeah, they're gonna maybe buy it, but I don't think they'll probably approve of us wearing it the way we want to wear it.
How do you talk to your friends? Like, your friend's doing something wrong and you know your parents talk to you, but some parents, they're not as communicative. They're not like friendly with their children. So how do you tell your friend, like, don't do this, or why are you doing that? How do you do that?
I tell them in a way that's like I tell them how the consequences are gonna be like and what they're gonna go through if they do it. Yeah.
I mean, I just tell them, don't do it, it's wrong. And if they don't listen, I mean, I might tell them again and again and again. Then, you know, if they go through with it, then I'm saying, I'm sorry, I helped you, you know. But
I usually say, think about what you're doing right now and think what's going to happen in the past. Future. What's going to happen to you when you have a job and
Think about the consequences.
Exactly. So individually, what do you guys want to be when you guys grow up, and how do you think that's going to affect who you are?
I want to be someone that's like smart, that I've been to college, that's been through like everything that's educational, so like it can benefit me and my children when I grow up.
How does your parents teaching you make you think about how you're going to teach your children? Like, what are tips that you think your parents, like the challenges between you? Have you ever guys faced a challenge that you guys know how to, if your children face it with you, how are you guys going to handle it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, listen, like I would listen to them, you know, just like stay, like I would not jump at them, but
Don't make assumptions.
Yeah.
They don't ever lead to something good.
Mhm. Like, let them come and explain it to you, rather than you just.
I would tell them about my experience, like what my parents used to tell me, and if that they shouldn't go through what we did, or if like you tell them you don't have to be someone else, you could just be yourself, but still like follow the religion and don't like forget it.
What are challenges you guys face? Hayat, what are challenges you face personally with your parents that you think that the parents should change?
Challenges about like school, about Duxie, about my dean, and like what am I gonna do when I grow up? Like, what's gonna happen to me if I do the wrong thing? Like, if I do this, what's gonna happen to me later in my future?
What do you guys think how boys treat girls and boys differently? How parents, how they see the girls and how they see the boys?
I think that parents, they're like dangerous towards the girls and boys because they think boys should like not clean the house and stuff. They should go do work outside the house and stuff, and that the girls should be in the house at all times.
So how would you change that, Liam? How would you talk to your parents about that, saying, I'm equally as right as a boy?
Yeah, like a boy can go out with his friends, but a girl can't go out with hers. Like,
Why is
why is that? But I don't know. I just wish that parents like sometimes would compromise or like at least understand from a girl's point, like a boy's point of view and a girl's point of view, like they're different.
I think they should treat them equal because it wouldn't be fair if the boys are just laying around the house playing video games and we have to clean all the time, like every second.
What do you think about that? How boys and girls are different?
I think girls, they talk to friends and they do things that are like bad. And boys, sometimes they just lay in the house, and when their parents clean up something, they don't do it. Like they tell their sister.
I think we expect more from our parents than boys, because us, we spend more money for like fashion and what we want to wear, and boys can just wear like some jeans and a shirt only.
So in return, like our parents would want us to clean the house more and like be on topic and stuff all the time with them when it comes to that.
Okay, most parents think that girls are always on the phone or boys are always playing on the video games and they don't listen. So as a parent's perspective, is it the children's fault or is it the parents' fault? How should the parents react to that? And like, what do you think of it?
hagaag daawadayaal waxaan filayaa inaad ka wada hesheen barnaamijkaasi quruxda badnaa ee ay noo soo gudbinayeen ardayda Soomaaliyeed ee ku dhashay qurbaha gaar ahaan dhinaca Mareykanka iyo waliba gobolka Minnesota oo nu bariyahan dhex qaadaynay ardaydaasi oo ka codod daaranayno qaarkood inay ku hadlayeen inta badan barnaamijkan aan ugu talagalay inay dadka ajnabiga gudbiyaan iyagoo ku hadlaya afka Ingiriisiga qaybo kamid ah barnaamijkaasi oo ay ku hadli doonaan afka Soomaaliga sida ay u barteen iyo waalidiintu sida ay carruurtooda u baraan afka Soomaaliga ayaanu had iyo jeer la jecelahay inaan idin soo qaadno toddobaadka dambana barnaamijka waxaan idinku soo qaadan doonaa waxyaabaha cajaa'ibka leh ee Ilaahay awoodda leh geedaha caadiga aynu naqaano oo qaabkooda ay leeyihiin muuqaalka dumarka iyo muuqaalka ragaba qayb kamid ah barnaamijkaasi ayaan toddobaadka soo socda ku soo qaadan doonaa Sahankaaqoonta anoo ka waraysan doona dad iyaga aqoon u leh dhinaca dhirta ama beeraha waa anigoo Abdiyaar Cabdi iyo barnaamijka Sahankaaqoonta ee North America iyo waliba Soomaalisaad waxaan idin leeyahay maanta maalinteeda iyo xiiso wacan iyo barnaamij aad ka heli doontaan barnaamijkana waxay gal qayb galay soo saaraha sare ee barnaamijka saaxiibkay Ali Cananug ama Ali Yare